Gentlemen, let me tell you something that might surprise you. What if I told you that something sitting in your kitchen right now could completely change how you wake up tomorrow morning? I'm not talking about coffee. I'm not talking about some expensive supplement or another medication with a list of side effects. I'm talking about unlocking a hidden 2 hour window that happens every single night while you sleep. A window where your body is designed to rebuild testosterone, clear out stress hormones, and recharge your entire system. But here's the problem. Most men over 50 miss that window completely. They go to bed, but their bodies stay stuck in stress mode. And instead of rebuilding, they're breaking down. That's why you wake up tired, unmotivated, maybe even feeling like you've lost your edge. I'm Dr. Lila Romano, a board-certified urologist, and I've spent over a decade helping men over 50 reclaim their strength, their focus, and their vitality without relying on harsh medications or artificial boosters. And today, I'm going to reveal something surprisingly simple. A combination of two natural ingredients that can switch your body from stress and survival into repair and rebuild mode. Stay with me until the end because I'll show you the exact protocol, the precise timing, and the 3 mistakes that sabotage this process for most men. But first, take 1 second to tap that like button and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love connecting with men worldwide who are taking charge of their health. All right, let's be honest, gentlemen. Something starts to shift after 50. Maybe you've noticed it too. You wake up slower than you used to. Your workouts feel heavier. Your focus slips a little throughout the day. And that steady, reliable energy you once had from morning until night, it starts to fade. Most men think it's just getting older. They think, well, this is what happens. I'm 50, 55, 60. What do I expect? But that's not the full story. What's really happening is something much deeper, something happening inside your cells. Your body's natural hormone rhythm starts to lose its balance. Testosterone, the hormone that fuels energy, confidence, muscle tone, and yes, your drive, begins to decline by roughly 1% per year after age 40. But it's not just about hormones. Your mitochondria, those little powerhouses inside every single one of your cells, they start slowing down too. And when they slow down, your body produces less energy and fewer of the signals that tell your brain and your glands to make testosterone in the first place. Think of it like a car engine that isn't getting clean fuel anymore. The engine still runs. It's not broken, but it's not running as powerfully as it did before. And the reason you feel like you're operating on a low battery isn't because your body forgot how to make energy. It's because you're not giving it the right conditions to produce that energy. Here's the encouraging part, though. Your body still remembers how to perform like it used to. It still has the blueprint from your prime years. You just have to give it what it's missing. Clean fuel, hormonal support, and most importantly, a calm environment for repair. And that's where your nighttime routine becomes absolutely critical. Because the real secret to restoring testosterone and energy doesn't happen in the gym. It doesn't happen during your morning routine or at lunch. It happens at night while you sleep. Your body uses that time to detoxify, repair damaged cells, and reset your hormone levels. But if you go to bed stressed, overfed, or undernourished, your system can't complete that reset. It's like trying to charge your phone with a damaged cable. You're plugged in, but nothing's actually charging. So before I reveal the exact nighttime mixture that can change all of this, we need to understand how this nighttime repair system actually works and why most men's habits completely shut it down without them even realizing it. When you close your eyes at night, your body doesn't simply turn off like a computer. It switches gears. It moves from active mode into rebuild mode. And this is where the magic happens. Because during deep, restorative sleep, 3 critical systems work together in perfect harmony. Your hormonal system, your circulatory system, and your liver. Let me break this down for you. First, let's talk about your hormonal system. When you enter deep sleep, your brain releases signals, specifically luteinizing hormone, or LH, that travel down to your testes and tell your body it's time. Start producing testosterone. But here's the catch. That process only happens efficiently when you're in deep, uninterrupted sleep and when your stress hormone, cortisol, is low. If you stay up late scrolling on your phone, watching the late night news, or checking work emails right before bed, cortisol shoots up. And cortisol is testosterone's biggest enemy. I cannot stress this enough. When cortisol is high, your body essentially says, we're in survival mode right now. No time for rebuilding. No time for hormone repair. No time for testosterone production. That means no matter how many hours you sleep, if cortisol is elevated, you're not getting the recovery you desperately need. Now, let's talk about your circulatory system. Healthy testosterone production depends on oxygen and nutrients physically reaching your glands and your tissues. If your arteries are stiff, if your circulation is sluggish, those nutrients simply can't get where they need to go. And this is why cardiovascular health is so tightly linked to male vitality and performance. There's a fascinating study from the University of Athens that found men who regularly consumed extra virgin olive oil had significantly higher testosterone levels and better endothelial function. What's endothelial function? It's a fancy medical term that means your arteries stay flexible and strong. In other words, good fats support good blood flow, and good blood flow supports testosterone production. And finally, we need to talk about your liver. Gentlemen, this organ doesn't get nearly enough credit. Your liver is the command center for hormone balance. It processes old, used-up hormones, clears toxins from your system, and helps maintain a clean internal environment so your body can produce new, fresh hormones. But if your liver is overworked from alcohol, from sugar, from processed foods, or from eating late at night, it simply can't do its job properly. Your hormones stay unbalanced. Your energy drops. And you wake up feeling groggy and foggy. Do you see how it's all connected? Your hormones, your circulation, and your liver, all three, depend entirely on what you give your body before you go to sleep. This is why so many men who think sleeping 8 hours is enough still wake up exhausted. It's not just about the amount of time you spend in bed. It's about what's happening inside your body while you're sleeping. And that's exactly where olive oil and one powerful natural partner come into play. Because when you give your body the right fuel before bed, you transform your nightly rest into a true recovery. Ritual. Let me show you how. Here's where things get really interesting. You've probably heard that olive oil is good for your heart, right? But very few people, even doctors, realize just how deeply olive oil supports hormone health, especially for men over 50. Olive oil is incredibly rich in monounsaturated fats and powerful antioxidants called polyphenol. These nutrients protect your cells from oxidative stress, which is the same kind of cellular damage that slows testosterone production and weakens blood vessel function over time. In one remarkable clinical study, men who simply replaced butter with extra virgin olive oil for just 3 weeks saw their testosterone levels jump by more than 17%. And listen to this, their LH, that's the hormone that triggers your body to produce testosterone, rose by over 40%. This isn't marketing hype, gentlemen. This is biology in action. Olive oil also improves something called endothelial function, which is how flexible and responsive your arteries are. Better arterial function means better delivery of nutrients, oxygen, and hormones throughout your entire body. And as every man knows, circulation is life. Now let's add the second part of this equation, raw honey. And I know what some of you are thinking. Dr. Romano, isn't honey just sugar? Not quite. Raw, unprocessed honey contains trace enzymes, minerals, and natural sugars that your liver uses as slow-burning fuel throughout the entire night. During sleep, your brain depends on glycogen, which is stored sugar in your liver, to power the deep stages of rest. But here's what happens as we age. Those glycogen stores start to shrink. And when they run too low during the night, your body releases cortisol to wake you up. That's usually around 2 or 3 in the morning. Sound familiar? That's why so many men over 50 toss and turn at night, thinking they have insomnia when really it's just your body running out of fuel. Honey fixes that by providing a steady, gentle trickle of energy through the night. But here's the genius part. When you combine honey with olive oil, those healthy fats slow down the absorption of honey's natural sugars. So instead of getting a spike and a crash like you would from eating candy or drinking juice, you get a gentle, sustained release of energy for 6 to 8 hours straight. That means your liver keeps working smoothly. Your cortisol stays quiet and calm. And your body can focus on exactly what it's meant to do during sleep: repair, detoxify, and rebuild hormones. This combination, olive oil and honey, has been used for centuries in Mediterranean cultures. And modern science is finally catching up to why it works so beautifully. It supports your liver. It stabilizes your blood sugar. It enhances blood flow throughout your body. And it feeds your cells exactly what they need to reset overnight. Now that you understand why this works at a biological level, let's move into the how. Because the timing, the ratio, and the way you take this mixture make all the difference in the world. All right, gentlemen, this is the part you've been waiting for. Here's exactly how to do this, step by step. About 30 minutes before you go to bed, take 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed if possible, and mix it with 1 teaspoon of raw, unprocessed honey. Stir them together thoroughly until the honey fully dissolves into the oil. Then take it straight. No water needed. That's it. Simple, natural, powerful. But timing really matters here. Don't take this mixture right after dinner. You want at least a 2-hour gap between your last meal and this mixture. Why? Because your digestive system needs to be calm, not busy breaking down a big meal, so your body can properly absorb and utilize these nutrients effectively. Now, here's what happens once you take it. As you fall asleep, the honey begins feeding your liver with a slow, steady release of glycogen. That's the fuel your brain needs to stay in deep, restorative sleep all night long. At the same time, the olive oil's antioxidants and healthy fats are protecting your cells from oxidative stress and actively supporting the glands that are responsible for testosterone production. Together, they send a powerful signal to your entire system. A signal that says you're safe. You can stop defending. You can repair now. This small combination helps your body switch from stress mode into recovery mode. And that's the real key to hormonal balance, gentlemen. Because testosterone doesn't rebuild itself in chaos. It rebuilds in calm. Now, for the first few nights, you might not notice a dramatic change. That's completely normal. But stay consistent. After about 7 to 10 nights, most men start to notice something different. They wake up feeling lighter. Their mind feels clearer in the morning. Their motivation starts to rise again. That fog that's been hanging over them starts to lift. By the 3rd week, your body really begins to respond differently. You'll notice steadier energy throughout the day, smoother digestion, better, deeper sleep, and a stronger sense of drive coming back into your life. Because when your body finally gets the chance to repair itself properly night after night, everything starts to work in harmony again. Your metabolism, your recovery, your focus, and yes, even your performance in the bedroom. Remember, this is not a magic potion. It's a natural support system that works with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. And when you do this consistently, night after night after night, you're not just helping your testosterone, you're rebuilding the entire foundation of your vitality from the inside out. But I want to show you something even more powerful, because some men need extra support in specific areas. So let me give you 3 variations of this formula that target different challenges. Now, the base recipe I just gave you, olive oil and honey, works beautifully on its own. But in my practice, I've found that some men benefit from adding 1 more ingredient based on their specific challenge. So let me give you 3 targeted variations. Variation number 1 is for better blood flow. If weak erections or poor circulation is your main concern, here's what you do. Take your base recipe, 1 teaspoon of olive oil and 1 teaspoon of honey, and add a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, cinnamon does something remarkable. It improves your body's blood sugar control, which we know affects hormone production. But it also promotes something called vasodilation. That's a fancy term that means your blood vessels relax and open up, allowing more blood to flow through them. This is especially important for men dealing with erectile dysfunction or reduced sensation. The improved circulation reaches everywhere, including your pelvic region. So if blood flow is your battle, add the cinnamon. Variation number 2 is for a direct hormone boost. If low testosterone is your primary concern, if you've had blood work that shows your levels are dropping, here's your formula. Take your base recipe and add a quarter teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. Ginger is one of the most underrated natural testosterone boosters on the planet. Studies have shown that ginger supplementation can increase testosterone levels by up to 17% over the course of a few months. How does it work? Ginger improves blood flow directly to your testes. It protects the Leydig cells. Those are the cells that actually produce testosterone, and it reduces oxidative stress throughout your reproductive system. So if boosting your T levels is your main goal, ginger is your weapon. And variation number 3 is for prostate support. If you're waking up multiple times at night to urinate, if you're dealing with an enlarged prostate or just want to protect your prostate health, try this. Take your base recipe and add 1 crushed garlic clove. Now, here's the key. After you crush the garlic, let it sit for 10 minutes before mixing it in. This activates a compound called allicin, which is what gives garlic its medicinal properties. Garlic does 2 critical things. First, it lowers cortisol directly. Remember, cortisol is testosterone's enemy. Second, it dramatically improves circulation to your entire pelvic region, which supports both prostate health and erectile function. And don't worry about the taste. The honey masks it beautifully. So here's how to use these variations. For the first week or 2, start with just the base recipe: olive oil and honey. Let your body adjust. Then, in week 3 or 4, add one of these variations based on your biggest need. You can even cycle through them every couple of weeks to get comprehensive support. But whatever you do, stay consistent. Because consistency is what creates transformation. Now, even with the perfect mixture, if your environment and your routine are working against you, you'll still sabotage your recovery. So let me show you the 3 silent killers that destroy your results. Gentlemen, this is where most men go wrong. They do all the right things during the day. They work out. They eat relatively well. Maybe they even take a few supplements. But then at night, they unknowingly destroy everything their body has been trying to build. Let me break down the 3 silent killers of nighttime hormone repair. Silent killer number 1 is stress before bed. This one is huge. When you're scrolling through your phone, watching the late-night news, or checking work emails right before you try to sleep, your brain releases cortisol. And as I've said multiple times now, cortisol and testosterone cannot coexist in your system. When one goes up, the other goes down. Period. So even if you manage to sleep 8 full hours, if your body is stuck in alert mode, it's not rebuilding testosterone. It's busy defending itself from imaginary danger. That's why you can sleep a full night and still wake up exhausted. Your body never switched into repair mode. Here's the fix. Screens off 30 minutes before bed. I know that's hard in today's world, but it's non-negotiable if you want results. The blue light from your phone and TV tells your brain it's still daytime, and it blocks melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone that triggers deep sleep. No deep sleep means no testosterone production. It's that simple. Silent killer number 2 is poor liver support. Your liver is like your body's overnight janitor. It's working the night shift, cleaning up, clearing out toxins, metabolizing old hormones, and resetting your entire system for the next day. But when your liver is overloaded from alcohol, from processed foods, from sugar, or from eating too close to bedtime, it simply can't keep up. The toxins stay circulating in your blood. Your hormone levels stay unbalanced, and your energy tanks in the morning. This is also why so many men wake up feeling groggy, puffy-faced, and completely unmotivated. Their liver never got the chance to rest and reset during the night. Here's the fix. Finish dinner at least 2 hours before bed. That gives your digestive system time to calm down before your body switches into deep repair mode. Limit your alcohol intake, especially in the evenings. And cut out processed foods that tax your liver unnecessarily. Your liver will thank you, and your testosterone levels will reflect that. Silent killer number 3 is going to bed on an empty tank. Some men think skipping dinner or eating very light at night will help them burn fat or improve their sleep. But after 50, your body's needs change. You need a steady flow of fuel to support your overnight repair systems. Without it, your brain senses that energy is low, and it raises, you guessed it, cortisol. And once again, that kills your testosterone production before it even begins. Now, that doesn't mean eating a huge meal right before bed. That would overwork your liver, which we just talked about. It means giving your body the right kind of light, steady fuel. And that's exactly what olive oil and honey provide. Healthy fats for hormone protection, slow-burning carbohydrates for gentle, sustained energy, and antioxidants for liver support. Think of this mixture as your nightly insurance policy. Your body's permission slip to repair itself the way it was designed to. But we're not done yet. Let me show you how to optimize your environment so everything works together perfectly. All right, let's fine-tune your nighttime environment so your body can do exactly what it was built to do. Rebuild your strength, your energy, and your drive. Here's your complete nighttime protocol. Step 1, get your timing right. Try to finish dinner at least 2 hours before you plan to sleep. That gives your digestive system enough time to slow down before your body switches into deep repair mode. Then, about 30 minutes before bed, take your olive oil and honey mixture. After that, lights off, screens off. No exceptions. Because bright blue light from phones and TVs tells your brain it's still daytime, and that blocks melatonin, the hormone that triggers deep, restorative sleep. Step 2, create your recovery zone. Your bedroom should be exactly that, a recovery zone. Cool, dark, and quiet. Studies consistently show that the ideal temperature for restorative sleep is around 66 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 19 to 21 degrees Celsius. If your room is warmer than that, your body struggles to reach the deep sleep stages where hormone release happens. Use blackout curtains or a simple eye mask to block out all light. Even small amounts of light can disrupt your melatonin production. And if you live in a noisy area, play some gentle white noise to help your nervous system relax. Because when your body feels safe, your testosterone factory turns back on. Your cells repair faster, your liver clears toxins more efficiently, and your blood vessels open up for stronger circulation throughout your entire body. Step 3, support this during the day. What you do during the day directly affects how well you rebuild at night. Get sunlight in the morning. Morning sunlight resets your circadian rhythms so melatonin releases naturally later in the evening. Exercise regularly, especially resistance training, to signal your body that it still needs testosterone to build and maintain muscle. Stay hydrated throughout the day, and eat whole foods with plenty of healthy fats. Avocados, nuts, fatty fish, these all support hormone production. Within just 1 week of building this environment, most men notice deeper sleep, steadier energy the next day, and better focus throughout the morning. It's not magic, gentlemen. It's rhythm. When you align your habits with your body's natural internal clock, everything starts to work more smoothly. And now, let me share a real story from my practice that shows you exactly what's possible. I want to tell you about a patient of mine. Let's call him Michael. He's a 58-year-old contractor who came into my office completely exhausted. He told me he was waking up 3 to 4 times every single night. He had zero drive in the mornings. He felt like his strength was gone, his motivation was gone, and he was convinced it was just his age. He said, "Dr. Romano, I'm almost 60. This is just what happens, right?" And I told him what I'm telling you today. Age is a factor, but it's not a sentence. We started simple. I taught him the olive oil and honey protocol. 1 teaspoon of each, 30 minutes before bed. We fixed his bedroom environment, made it cooler, darker, quieter. And we cut out his habit of scrolling through his phone for an hour before trying to sleep. Here's what happened. By week 2, he was sleeping through most of the night. The 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. wake-up stopped. By week 4, his morning energy started coming back. He told me he felt like he could actually get out of bed without dragging himself up. And by week 8, he came back to my office with a completely different energy. He said, "Doc, I feel like the lights turned back on. I feel like myself again." We did follow-up blood work, and his free testosterone had increased by 14%. Not from medications, not from complicated protocols, just from giving his body the conditions it needed to repair itself naturally. So here's my challenge for you tonight. Try this for 7 nights. Just 7 nights. 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of raw honey, 30 minutes before bed. Notice how you feel when you wake up. Notice your energy during the day. Notice if those 2 a.m. wake-ups stop. Then come back here and tell me in the comments. I read every single comment personally. And if you have any questions, drop them below. I'll answer as many as I can in upcoming videos. If this resonated with you, if you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button right now. This is Dr. Lila Romano, and I'll see you in the next video.